Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Brian back here with a quick recap for Night 2 of WrestleMania 37. Another WrestleMania is in the books, and let's just get right into it. Of course, Night 2 opened up with the match, the long-awaited encounter of Randy Orton and The Fiend. And to say tonight's opener to WrestleMania, the opening match of Night 2 between Randy Orton and The Fiend was a classic, would be not, in fact, true. This matchup was stupid. It was dumb. It was pretty much Orton and Fiend fighting, and then near the end of the match, the Fiend got the mandible claw, hit Sister Abigail, or was going to hit Sister Abigail, and then out of nowhere, Alexa Bliss would appear, coming out of the big Jack-in-the-Box structure that was set up, that was a part of the Fiend's entrance, and she would be wearing like what looked to be like a crown of thorns type thing, and black goo would be coming down her face, and this would cause the Fiend to be distracted, and Randy Orton would hit the RKO to finish off the Fiend. And that was pretty much it for this match. And then afterwards, the Fiend and Alexa Bliss would stare at each other. Lights would go out. Lights would come back on. The Fiend and Alexa nowhere to be found. Absolutely stupid. I'm sorry to say, after such a long time between TLC and now, it was completely dumb, the match between Randy Orton and The Fiend. So moving on, we had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending their women's tag team titles against Tamina and Natalya, who won last night in Tag Team Turmoil on Night 1. This match was really good, in my opinion. I don't know about everybody else, but in my opinion, it was a good match. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax retained the women's tag team titles when Baszler locked Natalya in the Kirifuda clutch, when Natalya went for the sharpshooter on Nia Jax and did not realize that Nia had made the tag to Shayna Baszler, and Baszler, when Natalya locked in the sharpshooter on Nia Jax, Shayna locked the Kirifuda clutch on Natalya, and that was all she wrote. So Baszler and Jax are still the women's tag team champions. Kevin Owens defeated Sami Zayn in another good match. Logan Paul was at ringside, sitting in the chair at ringside. He didn't get involved. I thought he would play a role in this one, but that was not the case. Kevin Owens won with the stunner, and then after the match, Logan Paul would console Sami Zayn, but then he would congratulate Kevin Owens, and this made Sami mad. Logan pushed Sami down, and then Logan Paul raised the hand of Kevin Owens and would receive a stunner for his troubles, as Kevin Owens defeated Sami Zayn and then stunned Logan Paul. That was pretty much it for that. We have a new United States champion in the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. He defeated Riddle tonight on Night 2 of WrestleMania 37 with the bro kick. Riddle was looking like he was going to go for, I believe, a jumping moonsault from the middle rope. Sheamus countered that into the bro kick and pinned him 1, 2, 3 to become the new United States champion. So a big congratulations to Sheamus. What else? We had Apollo Crews becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, defeating Big E in the Nigerian drum fight with a big help from former Raw Underground competitor, and looks like this one is gonna be repackaged. Daba Kato. Big E had the match won. He hit the big ending when Apollo missed a move that sent him through a table, and then when Big E hit the big ending on Apollo, Dabba-Kato came out of nowhere and took out Big E, and then pulled Apollo on top of Big E to pick up the win and become the Intercontinental Champion. So that was pretty much it. So congratulations to Apollo Crews. We had Rhea Ripley defeating Asuka for the Raw Women's title. This was another good match as well. And once again, these are my opinions as far as what I thought was really good. This was a good match. Rhea Ripley, of course, winning the Raw Women's title, defeating Asuka when she reversed a running attack by Asuka into the Riptide, and that was enough to keep Asuka down for the 1, 2, 3. So congratulations to Rhea Ripley for becoming the new Raw Women's Champion. And in the main event, I hate to say it, but there was no happy ending as Roman Reigns destroyed the dreams of both Daniel Bryan and Edge of walking out as Universal Champion, as Roman Reigns, with the help of Jey Uso, defeated Edge and Daniel Bryan to retain the Universal Championship and retain his moniker as head of the table, the tribal chief, all that good stuff. And in the closing moments of that match, Edge hit a concerto on Daniel Bryan. He was going to hit one on Edge, but Jey Uso, who had been taken out by Edge earlier in the match, came back, attacked Edge. Edge hit him with a spear, beat him down with a chair, and then Reigns got up, hit Edge with a spear, and then hit him with a concerto, and then pulled Edge on top of Daniel Bryan, stacking him on top, and pinned both of them, and thus retaining the Universal Championship. So that was pretty much it for that. There was also, before the main event, there was a confrontation between Bayley and the Bella Twins, where Bayley interrupted the co-hosts of WrestleMania, Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan. Then, when Bayley ran her mouth a little bit too much, the Bellas came out. Bayley went to strike, I believe it was Nikki, and then they proceeded to beat down Bayley and throw her down the stage. And that was pretty much it for that. So, a total of 5 championships changed hands within the 2-night event of WrestleMania. Of course, 2 last night, and in the Raw Tag titles and the SmackDown Women's title. And then tonight, Sheamus winning the U.S. title, Apollo Crews winning the IC title, and Rhea Ripley becoming the new Raw Women's Champion. And then last night, AJ Styles and Omos became the Raw Tag Team Champions, and Bianca Belair became the new SmackDown Women's Champion. So, an overall good night for an overall good 2 nights for WrestleMania. It got started once again at about 8 o'clock for anyone that was watching it, because there was some storm, severe weather issues, and basically kind of like how it was last night. But overall, both nights, really good shows, a couple of good matches. So with that being said, This has been my recap of what happened on night 2 of WrestleMania 37. Cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow night on Raw, as well as this Friday night on SmackDown as far as the fallout. Will we see some debuts? Will we see some NXT call-ups? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but that pretty much wraps this video up. As always, I am Brian, and I will see you next time.